sister's shadow. Thomas Cartforth lived in a humble brick townhouse with his mother, father, and younger sister, Kelly, in Atlanta, Georgia. Thomas's father, James Cartforth, was a doctor at the local hospital, while his mother, Alexandra Cartforth, wrote articles for the newspaper. Thomas was in 6th grade, the last year of his elementary school, while Kelly, his sister, was in 4th grade. The family was nearly like every other one, even though they were a bit different. Kelly was blind. She became sick when she was 3 and lost her eyesight before the sickness passed. And Thomas hated it, not because he couldn't play outside or go to school without her being picked on, even though those things annoyed him. But he hated it because he was always shunted off to the sidelines, made to be Kelly's shadow whenever someone besides himself and Kelly were around. Kelly knew how he felt about this, but no matter what she said, the same thing would happen each and every time. But one night, half an hour before they were supposed to go to bed, Kelly and Thomas were talking in their rooms, and the subject of her eyesight came up. "Thomas, you're so lucky. You can read without using Braille and still see colors. The only time I can see them is in my dreams," she said, and Thomas just looked at her, realizing that he never thought that he was so blessed. But Kelly kept going. "That's not enough," she exclaimed. "I want to be like you, Thomas. I want to be able to play baseball with the neighborhood kids, and I want someone outside of our family to think, just for a second, that I can still hear their mean comments, and I just want to have some real friends, not ones who just pity me." "Kelly, I'm so sorry. I never knew," Thomas had whispered, staring down at his hands. "It's not your fault. It's no one's. It's just," her voice faltered. "It's just, I want to live a normal life, Thomas, but I can't and will probably never, unless some new technology comes out that makes me see again. But you could be an author like Helen Keller, or an actress. You can still do so many things. You just got to do what you feel is right for you," Thomas answered. "Thanks, Thomas. But some of the things I want to do are impossible, and you know that. The comments won't go away, no matter how many people you and I stand up to, and I'll never be able to make a basket or run the bases. It's just not going to happen. Like how no one will ever notice you as much as me at parties or gatherings." Her voice was sad, but it had some hope in it, and Thomas knew that pitying her would just make her mad. That night, as he laid in bed, Thomas wondered if what Kelly said about him being noticed was true. It was true so far. Every time a family member came over, Thomas would get the leftovers of what Kelly had gotten, but Kelly had always let him play with a toy or have a piece of candy that she had gotten, no matter what. Kelly had always had a good heart, no matter how straightforward she was. Thomas realized as he laid in bed that he would have to tell his parents about how he felt at breakfast the next morning. He mouthed the words to himself. "Mom, Dad, just because Kelly is blind does not mean that I'm her shadow and should be overlooked. I feel like you should take that into consideration for yourselves and the rest of our family. I think that is unfair and should be changed." The only problem would be telling his mom and dad, because he didn't want them to think that he was accusing them. But he hated being overlooked, and he knew they had to make a stop, or at least make him be seen too. The end.